Hi, guys. I am John.
And I'm Alton.
And below is Barbara. She's joining us yet again.
Hello.
And this is the Deciding Factor Extra. This is not our normal podcast, so sit tight. We've got more coming. We've signed some new guests that are going to be on that are going to be fantastic. And I can't wait to have them on. And man, we've got a lot to learn coming. Stay tuned. We're just going to go through a run through of what's going on in the world today, as well as our lives get caught up. So this is the Deciding Factor Extra.
Bringing you their thoughts on today's news and current events. Coming to you from Austin, Texas, this is the Deciding Factor Extra. With your hosts, Alton Hill and John Herzog.
All right, guys. You're still jamming out to the music, huh?
Faux show.
All right, guys. So we are going to just kind of go over what's going on in the world today. As you may know, the election is over, but I guess not. So
You had an election like recently?
I think so. You know, if you were watching our Facebook, Loren Culp actually did a lunch thing. Was it yesterday, I believe? And he talked about how there were 3,000 votes that were actually incorrect in one little sampling of a county in Washington because he was running for governor. So he hasn't conceded yet, and we're, 2 weeks past the election? What was funny is Fox News had him losing at 0% of the votes in the night of the election. Like the polls closed, he's out.
He's out. You know, I was checking in on that, and he really did surprisingly well for, running against the incumbent. So whether he wins or loses, like he's already, according to the numbers, he's done really well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's still getting a whole lot of support. I don't think it's over. Here's the problem. He got fired. Did you hear about that?
No. Hang on.
Yeah. It was
The day after the election. Yeah. They're defunding police all across the state because, did I mention we've had a brilliant governor for a long time?
I don't think you can say defund the police anymore, right? Like they stopped.
What if I put a
that.
hashtag in front of it? Can I do it if I put a hashtag in front of it?
Well, I'm just saying, like I was listening to Tucker Carlson. He was talking about one of the things that the leftists stopped saying about a month or so before the election was defund the police. It was kind of like, oh, we're going to stop that now. Because they don't want to defund the police if there's a Democrat in office.
Right. That and the word socialist. I heard that there was some rumble within the Democratic Party. Like, we've got to stop saying that word till after the election because people are thinking that we're actually meaning it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I really don't like the fact that he did get fired for doing what he needed to do for the people. I really wonder if there's anything to come with the votes that were incorrect, because he said that there were people that had votes in 2 separate states or the people were dead. Like that's extremely disturbing, which makes me wonder, are we going to end up having a redo on the whole election? Because I don't know that I could handle that stress or dealing with all the obnoxious news. I will say, did you hear about the polls and how previously they were listed as, they showed Trump losing by like 17% in one of the states, and he ended up beating Joe Biden in that state. So I wonder if they're going to shut down the pre-polls, the pollsters beforehand. Like,
I'm pretty sure that after the fact, pretty much all the polls have been wrong. And what I keep seeing is that pollsters are like, no, I was right. Everyone just voted wrong. Like, they weren't doing what I predicted.
The thing is, like, you can try to make these predictions, but like you have to look at statistics too, which is kind of crazy to me. And there's been a lot of claims, and this is kind of where I'm standing. When there was what was it, Gore and Bush? Yeah, so in Florida there was discrepancies. So they just chilled out and said, all right, let's recount it. Let's make sure that we got the count right. I think that there was some little like error, right? There were some error bars on there that they said, okay, we're good. And then they're like, all right. But now the media is just like ignoring the fact that at least half of the country is like, wait a second, I think it's a little shady. It's pretty divided right now. Could we just get a recount? Nope. Biden won. And it's like, whoa, even if you're the winner, it would seem like the gentlemanly thing to do. Be like, yeah, let's just recount it. We got till January, and at some point it's going to be read them and weep. But immediately it's like call for unity, which, like, yes, I'm all about it. Like, let's be somewhat unified without deleting my culture. Anyway, go ahead.
I mean, whichever way you voted, it doesn't bother me, but I am torn as to what to think on this because it's just a mess. Like, has Nevada even finished their vote counting? I didn't check today. Or did they finish it the other day? Finally.
Honestly, whether they finished it or not, the memes are worth it. Like, they could keep counting for a while. I'm enjoying the memes.
Did you see the one about the baseball kid that started running slow motion to the home plate and said U.S. was trying to push him along, which was the coach, and then the kid was Nevada, and then the rest of the world was the home plate. It was like, and he pushed him away. He said, "Leave me alone. I'm doing my thing."
Yeah.
The funniest part was there was a football meme. It was Joe Biden running Trump down. So it was a football player running for the goal, and it's this fast receiver that caught up to the interception, just tackled him out of nowhere, and they had the two guys on there. Anyhow, that was stupid, but whatever. So maybe an update about Culp, but we were talking just a second ago about Jarrod Haning. Did y'all did the mind test, right? I know Barbara did.
The mind scan. Yeah.
I got an A for sure.
So I have not done it yet, but Barb seems to like. We were talking the other day about social media. She said we should get a $10 an hour guy to do our social media. Then she dug into the mind scan. So what did you find out, Barb?
I'm still finding out. So I got you do the scan and he sends you the first like 5% of your results, right? Like you get kind of a teaser. And the 5% that I got was a little bit mind blowing to me because it's stuff that is not commonly known about me. Usually people have to know me for quite a while before they figure this out. And okay, that's interesting. So I set up my call and I got the full results and everything. And I actually signed up to be coached by him. I'm having a blast. I'm learning a lot about what we bring to conversations, about just the areas of strength that I already have and how I look at the world, the areas that I'm weaker. And I'm realizing like, I don't need to be breaking my back to figure out how to master social media. Not my thing. Like, there's people that they're good at that and they like it and it doesn't make them crazy.
So you haven't figured out Facebook yet?
No, I figured out that I need a millennial. I am now accepting applications. No pictures, please. I need someone that likes doing this, that can sit and do it all day and not, lose their mind. Because I hate it. I get no offense to all of you listening on social media. I hate it.
I love it. Keep it coming. I don't have to deal with it. It's Barb that's going to deal with it.
Yeah, about that.
I made a comment in a room the other day, and it was yesterday, and I got like 150 replies. And then I realized, wow, if this keeps up, I can't even just sit down for dinner. What about you?
No, I want to hear what it said about Barb. Barb skated around the. I want to hear it.
What
Tell
did it
me.
say? I'd have to. I gotta actually remember? Look at my results. Okay, so.
I can tell you mine. But
it showed fairly predictably that.
Did it say so like option C? Barbara is option C.
Yes, that was one of the first things. Was like you will find another way around it. Yeah,
I could have told you that.
There was that, and that I'm not. See, that's what I said. Okay, but you guys knew me pretty well after that first hour. No, the other thing that got me though was that I basically can understand anything that I care to understand. Like the thing that popped up most in my results
Facebook.
was indifference. Like if I look at an engine, like if I pop the hood on a car, I see car. I don't see the alternator, and I don't see belts and oil and stuff. I could if I wanted to, but I don't. And that was so, like, I have areas in my life, and the big one was interpreting people's feelings, because I kind of don't care. Isn't that awful? Like, I don't really care how you feel about it. And so I tend to interpret wrongly how people feel.
Well, that's what you and I have in common, Barbara, because that was like my weakness. It was like you have zero capacity to acknowledge people's feelings. And I was like, yeah, because who cares? And then I was like, oh,
Really? I thought you cared more about people. Or are you?
I care about people.
Lie to me all the time, Alton?
I don't care. Like if you said, Alton, that makes me really angry, I'd be like, okay. What is that? Like, I can't connect the dots.
Yeah.
I can't understand how that's relevant to anything.
Maybe that's why when I said I loved you the other day, you're like, okay.
And yeah.
Prove it. What's up? No, but
okay.
I mean,
Did yours also show though that? Oh, go ahead. I was gonna say, like, the people that you choose to invest in, like the people that you really are, like your family, like people close to you in your work, the people that you choose to make those emotional deposits in, like you care what they think. You just don't care what people in general think. No, not at all.
No, there's
that was
zero.
Mine.
I have zero capacity for.
I bet I'm going to be on the same level with y'all, because I had a guy that I was talking to this past week. He called me, and like every time he talks to me, he is always like, "Hey man, how you doing? Oh, you told me about your kids. How your kids doing? Oh, what about your job? How's your job? What about that podcast? Man, I hope you're killing." I'm like, "Yeah, what's up? What do you need?"
You should just do it, John. But this is what it says. Like really the title, potential weaknesses, is inattentiveness to the effects of feelings on others. So basically, what I'm understanding from that is like, John, if you say, you know, I'm sad or I'm happy or I'm angry, it's just like saying, yeah, Alton, I'm blank. You know, like I don't hear it. It's not blue. It's not relevant. Yeah, I'm blue. Okay, whatever. Like I can't really, it's not meaningful to me. But if you said, hey, I sold my car and I made $500, I'm like, oh, data. Real, like logical. Okay, you were at this number and now you're at a higher number. Cool. I can acknowledge that and interpret that. But like the emotions, I'm just like, yo, or oh, I got a new job. I'm like, sweet. But if you said, I'm really happy, I'm like, okay. But if you say, I got a new job, I'm like, sweet, dude. Yeah, you got a new job. So anyway, I don't know. And
okay.
then
So mine wasn't quite that then.
I'm really struggling as to whether or not that's an actual weakness, because like, but apparently feelings are important to people, and that's what I need to recognize.
Well, what was cool about his approach though is like, so, you know, there's these different scales basically that you're looking at, and you know, some of it is the feelings that like how you invest in people, and some of it is the really practical, like nuts, like I got a job, nuts and bolts things. And oh, that's embarrassing, I can't remember the third one. Has to do anyway. It's a V. Like the part that actually matters the least is the you know, the practical how-tos, and that's where it comes back to. We need to hire someone to do our social media, because it's like if you're not wasting your energy on the thing that you are like on that lower, but like have somebody do it. Somebody is brilliant at that. Anyway.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. I don't have the money for it. Whoa, there's your dog. I told you.
Say hi, Kiba. Say hi.
He's gonna bite it. But yeah, I mean, there's just too much to a mind scan. I haven't done it. I plan to do it, but for if and when he returns, I think that'll be better, because then we can go over my results live on the air. But I'm glad y'all did it, and glad we've got a fourth participant now on the podcast. So that's going to do it for us, guys. This is Deciding Factor Extra. This was just current events that had to do with us and the news. We appreciate you listening in and hope that you join us for the next one. Also, don't forget, Mondays at 6 a.m., our podcast will drop. And who will be on there? Just wait and see. All right, guys, say bye.
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 This has been another episode of the Deciding Factor Extra, giving you food for thought on real-life issues. Be sure to click, like, and subscribe to this podcast, as well as all your big social media outlets, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Don't forget to check out our website, thedecidingfactorpodcast.com, and give us comments and feedback. Until next time, stay safe and keep an open mind.